Hello. So this is for all you desk workers out there, and it's just going to be a stretch, so no strong holds or anything, just a good old stretch and release, and we'll just work on the areas that get tight from sitting all day and being bent over a computer. Okay, so in terms of what you need, just the mat, okay, but if you have a belt or a scarf or something to help you with your hamstring stretch, you can do that. And if you want, a rolled up towel or a yoga mat will help get you some extension through your chest, both for the end, okay? Otherwise, just improvise and do what you can. We're going to start on our hands and knees, okay? So let's get down into our kneeling position. So our hips are over our knees, our shoulders are over our wrists. We're going to inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, round through the head and look back. Inhale, look forwards. Exhale, look back at your belly button. Inhale, forwards. Arching, extending the heart forwards, tipping your tailbone forwards. Exhale, the opposite. So round everything. Really push your breastbone back into your chest. Have a good big stretch out through the shoulders. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round. And then just start to loosen up through the hips as well. So bring your hips forwards and back, over your shoulders, go over your wrists. So you're just working the motion a little bit through the back, a little bit through the hips. You make circles, figures of 8, change direction. Just really get everything loosening up. You're getting a bit of a stretch in your shoulders. You can go side to side with your hips and get like a twist. Feels nice. And then just pressing back, forwards, just loosening everything out. Spine, shoulders, hips, warming everything up. So you want to think about your spine, that the time that you spend sitting, that everything kind of dries out. And this is you getting some fluid, moisture into your spine, if you know what I mean. I'm sure there's technical terms for it, but we want to get some movement, get some love into our spine and our shoulders and our hips. Okay, let's step the left foot forwards. Okay, we're going to stretch out through our hip flexors. So hip flexors will be tight from all the sitting. So stretching all the way forwards. Inhale, reach the arm up. And then if you want to extra, you can put your left hand down to the side and you can lean over to the left. So you're getting a side bend, getting an increase in the stretch through the hip flexors here. If you feel it at all in your lower back, come up, okay? And then just tuck your tailbone under, lift up, you can lean across. You don't need to go into that deep, deep posture. So just feel what's right for you. And out. Sinking all the way forwards if you wish. You can lean the torso forward if it helps with the back. And then leaning over to the side. Good. And then you're going to take both hands to the inside of your left leg. So you're working your left foot outwards and you're coming in and you're giving a deep stretch. So you might need to walk your knee back and you allow that hip to open up to the side. So you're really working on that, moving away from the torso. You can come all the way down here to really get into that. And only do it if it's comfortable on your hip, okay? If it feels sore in the joint, just come back up, you know, ease into it. Just make sure that you're getting a nice little bit of a stretch, but no pain. And then coming back up, we're just going to come into a little bit of hamstring stretch. So leaning your hips back, drawing your toes up if that's available for you. And then you can come forwards, okay? So it's a fluid movement. Head down, over the hamstring, over the left leg. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then have your knee directly over your ankle, and you're going to place your right hand down and you're going to lift up with the left arm. And just stretching it out through the thorax. And then come back down. And then you're going to step the left leg back, right leg forwards. Okay, so the right leg is forwards. And then you're going to lean into that left leg if it's comfortable on your lower back. Coming all the way up to here. All the way up so that you're stretching the right arm up. And then you're leaning over. Oh, left arm up, lean over to the right, sorry. Lean into that front hip. Really nice. So you should be feeling a stretch at the front of your left hip flexor here. Left hip. Breathing into the side ribs. Big breath in. And let it all go. And then come back up, and then you're going to take both hands to the inside of that right knee, and you're walking the hands forward, rolling onto the outer border of the little toe side of your right foot, allowing the knee to come out to the side, getting a stretch out through here, through these tissues on the outside of your right hip. Coming down onto your forearm if that's available for you. Big, slow, deep breaths. And with the stretch here, it's a deep stretch. You don't want to be where that you feel like your breath is constricted. You want your breath nice and smooth and steady. If it's constricted, you're probably a little bit too deep into the pose. Back off just a little. And then come back up. Hands either side of that foot, and then you're inhaling, leaning forwards. Exhale, hamstring stretch. Lean over that front leg. Inhale, forwards. Exhale, back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Step the knees back, widen your knees apart, have your heels together. You're going to sit your bottom on your heels, and we're going to come into child's pose. What we're trying to get here is roundness in the back, okay? So you can start off with your hands like this and really arch through the upper back. So you're round and through the upper back, but press your bottom firmly into your heels. If your bottom doesn't reach your heels, sit a couple of cushions under and get something to contact your heels with, okay? Because that'll really help engage through the pose. The other thing I would do here is really use your abdominals. So imagine that you're doing like a sit-up, okay, and you're engaging your ribs towards your pelvis, and then you're just pressing the hands forward, pressing the bottom towards the heel, and stretching out the back of the shoulders and the spine, okay? So you're walking your hands as far forward as you can, and you should feel a stretch here in the back of the shoulders. Breathe into your side ribs. Walk your hands further forward if it's available. Take your right hand over to the left and place it on top of the left, and you just feel a little bit more stretch on the right shoulder, right side body. Walk the hands over to the right, left hand on top of the right, head down, stretching out to the left shoulder. Keep the bottom pressed firmly down into your cushion or your heels. I never mentioned a cushion at the start. Oh, I hope you have one at hand. Then come up into 4-point kneeling. I'm going to stretch through the mid-back. So this is probably where we get stiffest, I would say, in our sitting at a desk all day. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift our left hand into the ceiling, breathe in, and then we're going to exhale, place our left hand under our right armpit, slide it along the floor, okay, and keep that left hand pressing down into the ground. Rest your head down on the floor. And then if it's available, you can lift this arm. Exhale, you can even bring that right hand all the way back to the back or the front of the left hip even. So what you're doing here is you're getting extension and you're getting a twist in the spine. Turn to look over your right shoulder if it's available. So this is going to look different for everybody depending on their flexibility. But you're trying to keep your hips above your knees. And you're trying to get a twist into the spine. So stay here for 5 breaths. I want you to close off the eyes. Press your left arm down into the ground. As you breathe out, really press into the twist. And then slowly unwind, bring your right hand down onto the ground, come up to your 4-point kneeling. And then we'll just go through 1 or 2 cat-cows. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round and look back. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round and look back. Okay, so this time we're going to do the opposite side. So you're going to lift your right arm, if you got it right on the first time round, and then you're going to take that hand underneath the left armpit, spread it across away from your mat as far as you can. The whole shoulder, whole arm should be down on the mat. Left arm lifts, turn your hand and you can reach for that opposite hip. It depends on your flexibility. Really press that whole right arm into the ground. Turning to look over your head only if it's comfortable on your neck. Big breath out, twist even more. And then slowly uncurl. And back up onto your hands and knees. One more down, cat-cow. So inhale, arch. Exhale, round. And then you can either sit kneeling, sit cross-legged, sit on your cushions. And what we're going to do is just some gentle stretches for your neck, okay? So the neck gets a bit of a overload, I would say, when we're on our computers, and mostly because we're forward like this, or else head forwards like this. So let's just give it a little bit of a stretch in kneeling here, and then I'll go through it in lying. Some really nice ones for it in lying. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn your head to the right, and then you're going to bring your chin to your shoulder, and you're just going to look down, and then look all the way around to the left shoulder, look up at the ceiling, and chin tucks in, and you're back around to the right. So just a few of them in each direction, all the way around to the left. Inhale, look up. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, look up. Exhale, chin to chest. And then we'll just change direction, so turn back to the right. Inhale, look up. Exhale, down. Inhale up. Exhale, down. Inhale up. Exhale, down. And then looking straight ahead, you're going to interlace your fingers, and I want you, here I'll show you from the side. I want you to reach up, inhale, and then as you come down, turn your palms to face you, and I want you to round. Inhale, reach the shoulders up, arch and look up. Stretching out through the shoulders, squeeze the elbows together. Turn your palms to face you, round, head down. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round, press that spine through. Inhale. And release the arms down, and then we're going to come on to our back. So this is where you're going to need your scarf and your mat, okay? First thing we're going to do though is a little bit of work for the neck again. So you're all the way down, and all I'm going to get you to do here is to just slide your head back up the mat, tucking your chin in, so looking at your belly button, and you should feel like you're stretching the head away from the shoulders, and your chin is going back into your spine. It's nearly like you can hear the tone of my voice changes because my throat, my chin is so far back towards my throat. So you're getting that lengthening and reverse basically of that posture that we have all day in sitting. What you can do is take the weight of your skull in your hands, and then keep that chin tucked all the way in, and then just gently lift the head and lower down, stretching the back of your neck, sliding the heels or the base of the skull away. Good. And down. And again, so tucking the chin in, really pressing that chin in. You can even use your fingertips to press your chin in, and then you can really tuck up. I must say, one of my favourite things for releasing out my neck is coming up into shoulder stand and plough. Theoretically, if you've had any neck issues, I would probably advise you to have 3 blankets under your shoulders. But what you can do out there is just tuck the chin or the knees into the chest and then round up, so you're getting as much flexion through your spine as possible. But if you've never had any problems with your neck previous, or arm pain coming from your neck, you can come all the way back into your plough, and it really gives a stretch on the back of that neck. Don't turn your head when you're in this position, and you feel if you're really stiff through here that it's very hard to get into. You may not get your legs back, and if that's the case, then you have to hold on, elbows on the ground, and hold on with your back here, because your legs might be here, so then you need to support your lower back. But that really stretches out the back of the neck. For me, that's one of my really nice relax and release postures. To come out of it, bend your knees as much as you can toward your ears, hold on to your back, and then sliding out. Okay, the next thing then we're going to do is we're going to grab our scarf or belt or anything at all that's going to help you hold on to your foot if need be. Okay, so if your hamstrings are quite tight, that your leg will be back here, and you're just going to draw gently up towards you, only as far as is comfortable. Okay, the big thing you don't want to do here is have the leg, you know, where it's tightening up, because then you're not getting any stretch. Everything's just starting to be inhibited if that's the case. So you're drawing your toes up towards your head, and you're drawing your toes towards your shin. So you're feeling it at the back of the calf here, but certainly here in the back of the hamstring. And you just draw up as far as you can. And the idea of the belt as a scarf is that your shoulders stay firmly down into the ground. Okay? So what happens when our hamstrings are quite tight is they'll pull on our pelvis, so that our pelvis is rocked backwards when we're sitting, and then that loads up the lower back, loads. So if you feel like you can't get out of that like rounded back posture, try lengthening through the hamstrings, and then see, can you tilt your pelvis forwards a wee bit more, and it might just allow you to get a little bit more length in the lower back when you're sitting. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so you're going to take your belt, scarf, whatever it is, into your left hand, so it's around the right leg and in the left hand, and you're going to twist over. Right arm and shoulder stays down on the mat, and you're lengthening all the way over here onto the side. And then I would turn my head towards my right hand and give a really nice twist through the spine. You might feel it through your hips as well, possibly. Three more breaths. And then back up to the centre. Hold on to your scarf in your right hand. Press your left hand to the top of the pelvis, and then open out to the side. So try not to let this hip lift. So draw it back towards the earth, and use your hand if you need to, and you're opening out here through the right groin. The habit that we can get into when we're sitting is crossing our legs. It can lead to some problems, especially as we get a bit older, on the outside of the hip, but also the groin. So this is a really good one, you know, if you're a bit used to crossing your legs. Try and get out of that habit if you can, but easier said than done. And then inhale the right leg up, bend the knee into the chest, hug both knees in. And then let's do the same on the left side, okay? So right leg down onto the ground. You can make that leg active or relax it, up to you. And then you're trying to straighten that knee as much as you can, but it may not get quite straight. You can hold on with both hands and then draw the toes towards the shin and try and draw your toes gently, gently, gently towards your face. But don't overdo it, okay? So nice and soft with the breath, soft with the stretch. And then you're going to take the scarf into your right hand, left hand out to the side, and you're twisting over to the right. Keep that left shoulder blade firmly down into the ground. Turning to look over your left hand. You should feel the stretch through the spine, through the outside of the left hip. My left leg lowers all the way to the mat, but yours may not. So just, hold on go as far as your limit is. Big breath into these left side ribs, so feel them expand. A lovely way to energize throughout the day when you are stuck at your desk and you can't move so much is the best way then to access any change in your physiology is through the breath, okay? So big breaths into your side ribs, count on your breath, focus on your breath and relax your nervous system. All the way back up, and then you're going to swap hands, the left hand, and let's press that right hand into the right pelvis to keep it down, and you're opening out to the left, only as far as you can comfortably go, and while keeping that pelvis level. So the right hand is pressing that pelvis firmly down into the earth. You're opening up to the left. Slowly bring your leg back to center. Get rid of your scarf or belt. Hug your knees into your chest. Roll from side to side. So we're just going to finish up here with a nice little back bend. You can use a towel. What else can you use? You can use pillows. You can take your mat that you've been working on and use it. Basically, you're going to lie it along the length of your spine, okay? Another one way is nice if you have another mat and you can put one horizontally, one vertically, and one horizontally will just go under your, at level with your armpits. But basically you're lying along the length of your mat. Rest your head on the mat if you can. If you want a deeper stretch, you can lift your bottom up and then put your head on the ground. So you can see that this is lifting my chest forward. So the opposite action of where we're in, position that we're in all day when we're on our computers. You can lengthen the legs out, or you can bring your feet together, soles of the feet together, and have your hips open and out to the side. Arms I like in cactus position because then you get a little bit of a pec stretch as well. I'm just going to rest my head on the mat. It's a little bit less extension through the spine, but it's a little bit more relaxing, okay? Straighten your legs, bend your legs, whatever feels comfortable. And then we're just going to spend a couple of minutes here, breathing nice and soft. So I don't want you to try and control your breath here, I just want you to be aware of your breath. Let your shoulders relax away from your ears. Let your chin gently draw in towards your throat. Keep the awareness on your breath. Keep softening and relaxing into your mat. Check out where you normally hold your tension. Could be in your brow, could be in your lips, shoulders. Just bring your awareness there and try and soften on your breath out. If you feel like I do, you might feel like staying here for another few minutes. So just stay where you are. Otherwise, slowly come over onto your side and off into sitting. And I hope that your chest feels a bit more expanded. You can breathe a bit easier. Your hips have unlocked and your lower back is released. Take care.